Hello, I'm going to demonstrate how to set up live stream using Kaltura and OBS software, open source broadcasting, using the Magewell HDMI to USB 3 converter as your capture card. It's got USB 3 on one end and HDMI on the other. So we're going to connect that to the computer right now with the USB 3 cord. Plug that into the computer, pretty obvious. And then I'm going to grab an HDMI cable. And on the other end for the camera I'm going to be using, I need the HDMI mini adapter. So just plug it into this camera. Make sure the camera is turned on. And I've got power to everything. Alright, so that's operational. Now this device treats any camera you plug in through HDMI through the device as a webcam. So in this case, it's super easy to use, doesn't require special drivers. So it's one of the most popular methods to do this with. So one thing I've noticed is I want to make sure the audio is set up correctly. So I'm just going to go into the Windows audio properties, recording settings, and see the headset I'm using is operational, but I want to scroll down and activate the X100 USB to HDMI audio. I'm going to enable that. I actually want to set it as the default for now, as long as the other one's recording. Probably check our levels. They're high, but we'll still have to adjust them. And I'm just going to tap on the camera to see if I'm getting any signal here. So as you can see, I'm not right now. So I'm not seeing any audio on here, but we're going to just set it up in OBS. So I'm just going to click that. I'm going to go into the KMC and I'm going to go to upload and create a live stream entry. I'm going to give that a name. OBS test, description if I want. I'm going to leave these other things alone there, but I want to let you know about the Enable Live DVR, which allows you to, as it says, seek an earlier video. So you could start watching late and then go to an earlier section while it's still live streaming. And Enable Recording, which has two options. Create new entries every time you stop the recording, which is useful if you're having a series of recordings, but you want to use the same address or web page, or append them too. So if it crashes and then automatically starts again, you can combine it to one recording. So I'm going to leave that to default and create live stream. And I want to go into the settings here. And one thing that's important, well, adding tags and categories. Let's just create a live stream one. And also set, where'd it go here? The offline message. The stream is not currently broadcasting. And as you can see over there, there's nothing happening here. I'm going to save that. And now the message shows up. Let's save and close. Oh no, let's go to live stream. And we've got our primary and backup URL as well as the stream name. I can click regenerate stream token and that just changes the figure there. Oh, it didn't this time, but sometimes it does. But I do need to open up Notepad so I can copy both. Let's just copy the primary URL because OBS only works with one of those at a time. And the stream name. Alright, so now I can close this and I'm going to load up OBS. And this is the default on how it looks. And this is the regular mode. I like to use studio mode, but it's not necessary. I'm going to click studio mode. And now I need to create a new scene. So I've already set this up, but let's do it again. So I'm going to click the plus down here under scenes, I'm going to call it camera 1 for now. Click OK. But now I need to give it a source, so let's click plus there. And video capture device. So depending on whichever options here, I'm going to choose the X100D USB for my adapter. And you might need to play with the settings, but right now I'm going to leave them alone. Though it's important to note, Kaltura works with 30 frames a second, not 60. Okay, now notice there's no audio here. So we have two options, as we've already made sure they work down here. We're going to either click Properties, I can right-click that and go to Properties, or click the gear down here, and I can scroll down and change the audio output mode, use a custom audio device, and make sure the audio device is the same interface. Or I can click the plus and add another audio source. Audio input card. I want to create a new one right there, and just unmute that. There we go. Not sure why it does that. Sometimes, I will admit, this is a little confusing. Sometimes it adds a new device, sometimes it doesn't. Let's just delete that and see what happens. See, it's still there. Just going to click on that. See, I'm not sure which audio device it's operating here. So this is important for me to find out. So I'm just going to go to Settings and Audio. We've got Desktop Audio Device. See, these are the ones I'm running here. So I can choose different ones, auxiliary devices. So I'm just going to add that and see what happens. That's this one here. Let's add our video device back. Make sure it's the right one. Okay. I'm just going to tap the camera. So if I tap this microphone, 1, 2, it's not doing much. If I tap this, no. If I snap in front of that, it's indicating it's likely to be the camera. So this is something to keep in mind. It does tend to change, and I'm not sure if it's a bug or just some sort of setting I've got, but I've had a few difficulties with recording these as a result. So sometimes this has shown a signal, sometimes it hasn't. So keep that in mind. So now I've got an issue with scaling. The image is the wrong size. I can drag it like this, but it is not. It's the actual canvas is the wrong size. So we're going to go into Settings, and I want to go to Output. Sorry, Video, and just change my canvas and output resolution. So I'm going to have to type it in the format of, say, 1920 x 1080. And I'm going to use, see, now it's 16 by 9, so that's great, and also the frames per second. So now it's widescreen, and it will fit. Also, I can now click on Transform if I want to edit Transform, and just set up the actual size this way. If you want to be precise. And you know, it doesn't look like it's reflecting over there. I'll just click cut, and there it goes. So now I've got the scale correctly. That's also something that can be different. Oh look, the video capture device showed up. Interesting. So we're just going to mute these other two. I wonder why that did it. See, I told you it's either an error with the software or something else. So now we're going to set up our streaming. So back into Settings. I need to go to Stream. And usually by default it starts on Twitch, but yes, I want custom streaming server. I'm going to go back into Notepad and grab the RTMP URL, which is the actual server there. Paste that into URL, and now I'm going to go get the stream name. And I'll leave the rest alone, although show is useful. I'm going to click OK. Sorry, itchy eye. And now we're ready to start. So let's just open up, or let's shrink this down so we can see Kaltura. And I'm going to open up my OBS test there. So we've got the stream is not currently broadcasting. And there is about a 30-second delay, so it can take some time. So let's start streaming, and actually it's a good idea to start recording as well. That gives you another backup, redundancy. So let's go to start streaming, and you've got your live at the bottom. It's connecting still, and now we're live, and recording I've got turned off, and the CPU usage in dropped frames. Over here the stream is still currently not streaming, so we have to wait for that to catch up. And sometimes I might need to refresh the screen as well. Just to get an idea of the delay, wave my hand in here, and I'm going to turn on my iPad and click start on the stopwatch so you can see that changing. I'm going to go back into OBS test here. Now you see it's changed. It took that long to delay, although I must have clicked stop at one point. So now what happens if I play? Let's shrink that a bit. I'm going to click play on here. Actually, I'm going to go into this. And choose an actual embedded player. No, not that one. Something that is 16 by 9. There we go. See that? That was a pretty long delay, and I had to do a couple of refreshes as well. According to this, there's actually just over a minute delay. That's pretty significant. So don't expect this to work with actual live commenting. That seems to be a drawback with Kaltura. So yeah, it's live streaming. Now there's a few other things I can do. I can go back to studio mode. I can stop streaming, and this is very useful. If I stop streaming, in a moment this is going to go back to off air. It is right now. It's going to play back what it buffered, but I can also add another device if I want. Another camera, for instance. I don't think I can add the webcam, but I'm going to try. Nope, that's because I'm using the webcam here. But I'm going to add just an image. So I could have a title image or some other source, or a slideshow. I can run a slideshow. Let's just open up some color bars. Alright, we got some color bars in there. Scale those to something like this. And now I can switch back and forth between them. So notice this said currently not broadcasting. I'm going to start screaming. I'm going to start screaming again. It's painful. It's shocking. I've started the stream up again. And also notice we do have that video capture device working. And I'm going to cut so that on the right side here you see the color bars. This is why I like the studio mode. It's easier to switch back and forth. Let's go to fade. Do a nice. No. I want a fade. Let's do a 1 second fade. Why is that? Alright, see, look, it's live again. Now, it seems to be playing an older version, so I'm just going to refresh this. So it's live, but it's playing a previous version of it. So I've got to go back to refreshing. In fact, let's go into here and open the preview and embed page. And see where it's at for timing. Yeah, so it's still about a minute. So the computer takes a while to notice it. This is me switching the thing back and forth. I can set a video. I can put all kinds of stuff here. So that's the gist of it. And you saw that if the signal is lost, it can restart, but it'll take a minute or two before everything's working. All right, so I'm just going to switch back to that, and I got my audio back. And that's it.